Our question says this, that diminishing marginal utilities may not necessarily implies diminishing MRS. Okay, let's prove it. That suppose if our utility function is say u equals to f of x y. Okay, then how do you find out your MRS? Your MRS would be equal to say minus f of x upon f of y, or minus dy by dx, which is equal to marginal utility of x upon marginal utility of y. In this case, a marginal utility of x is, that is marginal utility of x upon marginal utility of y. Say this is equal to f of x upon f of y. Now f of x and f of y are nothing but the del f by del x and del f by del y. That is your mu x and mu y. Say this is equal to say minus f1 by f2. Okay. Now if you are saying diminishing MRS, okay, now diminishing MRS would mean dMRS by dx should be less than 0. Okay, now this is your MRS. MRS is this minus f1 f2. Okay, you can even get away with this minus, because that is taken care of in minus dy by dx. So it is just, say it is just f1 by f2. Now this has to be less than 0. Okay, the derivative of, you have to prove this, that derivative of f1 by f2 is say less than 0. Okay, so if you just try to calculate the derivative of this, this is by question rule, this would mean this. Denominator would be like this, f2 square, okay, and denominator into the derivative of numerator. So the derivative of numerator would be, see this again depends upon x and y. Okay, f1 will depend upon x and y again. So this would be f11, okay, plus f12. You are derivating this with respect to 1 now. Okay, you're derivating it with respect to x, it means that you are derivating it with respect to 1. So suppose if f1 again depends upon say 1 2, 1 2 is nothing but x and y, you're derivating it with respect to 1. This would mean f11 plus f12 into dy by dx, that is d2 by dx or d2 by dy. So say it is dy by dx. Okay, so I'm just writing it this way. So it is dy by dx. Okay, plus let me erase this. Okay, and let me fill this up with your black color. Yeah, so like this, and then you do for f2 now. Okay, and that would be f21 plus f22 into dy by dx. Okay, this is f22. Okay, now what exactly is being said is that using the fact that f1 by f2 is nothing but equal to minus dy by dx. Okay, this is minus dy by dx. So dy by dx would be equal to minus f1 by f2, this thing. Okay, these two things. I'll write minus of f1 by f2 in this place. So what I'll be writing is that f2 into f11 plus f12 into minus f1 by f2 plus f2 into f21 plus f22 into minus f1 by f2 whole bracket close upon f2 square. Clear? And all this is dMRS by dx. I'm trying to find out dMRS by dx only. Okay. Now using Young's theorem, you know this, that f12 is equal to f21. Young's theorem. Okay. So this should give me, actually give me, in case if you just try to calculate it further, you'll be getting this term, that is f2 into F11 minus 2F1 F12 plus F22 F1 square into by F2 upon F2 square. Okay, now if you multiply and divide the denominator by F2, okay, what you will be getting is, I'm just trying to multiply and divide, okay, by F2. What I'm getting is this. So it is F2 square minus 2F1 into F2 into F12 plus F22 into F1 square, and this goes off. Okay, and this becomes to the power 3. Okay, now you are assuming this, that marginal utilities are diminishing. Okay, so marginal utilities are diminishing would mean this, that F11 is less than 0, F22 is less than 0. Okay, but F1 and F2 would be greater than 0. Okay, that is, your marginal utilities would be positive, but over the time, as you increase the consumption of X, they will start falling. So that is, F1 and F11 and F22 would be falling, that is, would be less than 0, but F1 and F2 would be increasing. Okay, and what exactly you will be getting is that then MRS will diminish, provided if this numerator is going to be less than 0. You're not concerned about F2 cube because this is always positive. Okay, this is always positive. Since you have assumed this, that F2 is greater than 0, so this is always positive. So you need to care about this numerator to be negative. Okay, now when will this be negative? Now this is always positive. Since F2 is positive, so square is always positive. Square is always positive. F11 is negative, so this term could be negative. Okay, this term F1 square positive, F22 will always be negative. Okay, so this term is negative. Now see this term, minus here, F1 and F1 into F2 into F12. F1 and F2 are positive. Okay, F1 and F2 are positive, and this is negative. So positive and negative is negative. Okay, you do not want this term to be positive because it can mar the negativity of the entire numerator. So what you want is that F12 should be positive. I'm again reading this. Just see the middle term, minus 2 F1 into F2, into F12. F1 is positive, F2 is positive, this is negative. So positive into negative is negative. This term is negative, the last term is negative. You also want this term to be negative. When will this term be negative? If F12 will come out to be positive. Okay, but this doesn't ensure your F11 less than 0 and F22 less than 0. That is, your diminishing marginal utility may not ensure that F12 is positive. Okay, will not ensure this inequality. So it will not necessarily implies this. So, but if the function is quasi concave, okay, then F12 could be positive. If the function is quasi concave, okay, if function is quasi concave, then F12 could be positive. But this is not coming from the fact that marginal utilities are diminishing. Okay, so diminishing marginal utility, that is your F11 less than 0 and F22 less than 0, will not imply that dMRS by dx is less than 0. This inequality may or may not hold. So it will not necessarily imply this, that diminishing MRS will hold.